Welcome to my channel, everyone. So, I was not watching this video for a month because I was afraid there would be some spoilers for Mushoku Tensei Season 2. For that reason, if you also, as me, afraid of spoilers, return here after you watch Mushoku Tensei Season 2. And after this, watch this reaction video with me. So, here we go. This is Mushoku Tensei now. Yes, right.
Mushoku Tensei Season 1 was like...
Wow!
God, it's so beautiful! Oh God, it's so high! Oh God! And now Season 2 was like... Alright, let's see what Rudius is getting up to now.
How's it going? My name is Otis Never Soft again. Recently I was diagnosed with erectile dysfunction.
Good one. Good one.
Up to anything.
Are you waiting to receive
Oh.
my limp penis?
When you've
Savage.
watched anime for a long enough time, you start to think you've seen it all. The same tropes, the same plot developments. It starts to become rare for a series to explore something you haven't seen some iteration before. So color me surprised when Mushoku Tensei returns, coming off the back of introducing one of the most immersive worlds and genre-defining stories in isekai to go, hey, want to see what happens when the hero can't get his PP hard? Doesn't work. We've had some banger anime this year, exploring some pretty unique topics. Oshinoko highlighting the darker sides of the entertainment industry, Hell's Paradise introducing us to a beautiful but
Didn't
deadly
watch,
world,
still didn't
Zone 100
watch.
giving us the joyous fantasy
Only
every
with the
wage
boys,
slave
the
needs.
reaction.
Special, Heavenly Delusion. I'm about to try and convince you all that a guy attempting to get a hard-on for 12 episodes tops all that. But before that, a word from today's sponsor. Guys, did you know that 1 out of 10 men are likely to suffer from erectile dysfunction over the course of their lives? You may feel like there's nowhere to turn to, but thanks to today's sponsor, Mushoku Tensei, bonerless reincarnation, that's a thing of the past.
Oh, wait.
God, I wish that were actually real. Alright, let's do the real sponsor. Raycon,
Oh, boy.
today's actual sponsor. Guys, if you've
Again.
been on YouTube before, you've probably heard of Raycon, but did you know that this year they are turning 6 years old? That's right, 6 years old, and in that time,
But tell me
Raycon really
honestly,
made an
are
name for
Raycon really
themselves
good,
in the
or
audio
it's just
space. I mean,
like,
just this year they've expanded their
the
entire
sponsors?
business to Raycon Home and Raycon PowerTech, so there is a lot
Is it good
to
or is it
celebrate. And
overpriced?
to thank
Please,
everyone who
be
showed me
honest
support
with
in
me.
the last 6 years, they are having a massive sale right now with 20% off everything in their site, with some products being up to 40% off.
If this video is 1 month old, so it's probably ended.
Their everyday earbuds. Their everyday earbuds are known for delivering high quality audio and thoughtful features like a 32-hour battery life and a perfect in-ear fit for all-day wear and lasting comfort. All this for half the price of other premium brands, which is the reason
We have to
they've
keep
racked
up with
over
this because,
78,000 five-star reviews.
you probably can
Genuinely,
skip
I've been
it,
using the
but-
Raycon everyday earbuds since they first sponsored me because I've not found another pair of earbuds that are as convenient and as small as the Raycon earbuds. These are just like the perfect earbuds.
He needs this
for, like,
section
on
to
the
be
go
watched
or
because
doing a quick
it's
casual workout.
you know,
just need something small and convenient to carry around without taking too much pocket
who knows
space.
knows.
So if you're just looking for earbuds that are really convenient and won't break your bank, I actually highly recommend you getting yourself a pair. And now's the best time, the biggest sale of the year going on now. Just click that link in the description or go to buyraycon.com/Gigguk and use code BIRTHDAY to get 20 to 40% off site-wide. Happy 6th anniversary to Raycon, and with that said, back to the video. 2 years
Finally.
ago, Mushoku Tensei introduced us to one of the most immersive worlds I've ever seen in anime. It was a beautiful, carefully crafted place rich with lore and history that was full of life. This wasn't just an isekai by name, it gave us a new world you felt you could truly get transported to, complemented with character writing that filled the place up with people that felt as alive as this world did. Seeing Rudy's journey through the world truly felt like you were going on an adventure with him, getting swept up in the places he went to and the people he encountered. So much so that when that part of the journey came to an end, you felt as empty as he did, leaving us off with him learning some harsh lessons as he starts his next phase of life. It was a magical journey, so season 2 had some big shoes to live up to. What adventures was Rudy gonna go on now? What new places were we gonna visit? What new world-shattering developments were we gonna see? Let's make it Yes, if you haven't heard, the writer made the brave decision to make Rudy dealing with erectile dysfunction a sizable plot thread to the entire season. And I've actually seen people pretty split about it. So I'm here to argue that this arc not only encapsulates everything that Mushoku Tensei is about, but why memes aside, I still enjoyed the hell out of it.
It's like was a pause between adventure. Yeah.
Here I am. I've reached a point in my career where I'm somehow arguing for erectile
Not a bad
dysfunction. I
change
think
of
my
pace.
anime list review sums it up pretty well. If you're too busy to read the whole summary, here are 2 points for my review. Bad animation. Bad arc. 7 out of 10. What?
What?
Now, granted, I know going to my anime list for serious reviews is like
That was
asking
better, good
for
review.
financial advice, but these are pretty much the sentiments I've seen floating around. So let's tackle this. First point. Bad animation. Mushoku Tensei Season 1 was an absolute animation masterclass in almost every department, and there was a lot of fears from fans going into the season because some of the key staff members in charge of making it look this good was moving on to other projects. And to be fair, it is a slight downgrade. It isn't polished to the point of being the cinema quality Pierce de Resistance the first season was, but bad? Congratulations, we've downgraded from The Last of Us remake on PlayStation 5 to The Last of Us on PlayStation 4. We might have experienced a new season of anime that's felt like it's had a drop in quality before, but if this is bad animation,
No, animation was good.
Sins fans are on goddamn suicide watch. Already. Considering the production of this took half the time and we didn't have to wait 3 more years in between seasons, I am more than happy if this is going to be the quality going forward, because Mushoku Tensei was never just about the amazing animation. Which brings me to the next point. Bad arc.
Today's topic, I'd like to talk about how to fix limp
But there's so
mode.
many
Alright, this
well-written
one might take a
characters.
little longer. Obvious PP memes aside, I think a big turn-off people have had is that there just weren't a lot of major developments. This was a season that really slows things down and takes some time to explore its own characters. There are some new interesting lore drops that set things up for future events, but like Vinland Saga earlier this year, the pacing crawled to a standstill in favor of Rudy living his life as a young adult now and being more flaccid than Oedipus waking up in an orphanage. Well, Vinland Saga already proved that
Oh
you
boy.
can really change things up and turn into a slow-paced character drama, and people can still come out of it acknowledging that it's a goddamn masterpiece. So, what's the difference? Well, Thorfinn's character arc never led to this.
I have no enemies. You didn't watch Vinland Saga? Go and watch it.
But I would argue that this slower paced approach to storytelling has always been what sets this show apart from everything else. Mushoku Tensei doesn't have the cool philosophical lines or a main character you want to go off and brag about, but what it does have is a story that feels so innately real it's almost uncanny. Events and time progression play out in a similar pace you'd expect them to in life. Episode by episode, you don't think much happens, but you know how if you see someone every day you don't really notice any change with them? And then one day you look back to a picture of what they looked like 5 years ago and it's like, what? What? When the fuck did Rudy become a ripped teenager? Characters react and treat each other like people, real people. Every single person, regardless of if they give you 100 lines or 2, give you a sense that they're on their own personal journey as meaningful as Rudy's is. It's this commitment to realism that makes it such a joy just to be in this world, meaning even the smallest developments or character actions hold far more weight than they usually would. What would need to happen in a man's life to learn how to forgive? What happens when you're so hung up on an ex that even your dick stops listening to you? It's embarrassing, it's awkward, it certainly isn't cool, but that's exactly why it seems so oddly realistic in a way few shows could get away with, because it was so on point for a person like Rudy. Rudius has certainly been a divisive character for anyone watching the show. He's done many things to turn a lot of people off, which very much continues all the way through to the second season. So, if you're one of those people that find it morally reprehensible seeing a guy act like this and you can't fully invest yourself when this guy is meant to be the protagonist of the story, understandable. Have a nice day. Season 2's not going to change your mind. Rudy is perverted, he's weird, he's downright creepy, but let's be real. Do you really think that a previously shut-in hentai-addicted virgin transported to a fantasy world without the same moral standards and repercussions of our modern world is going to act any different? Here's what happens when a horny weeb gives in to all their intrusive thoughts. You might not keep anyone like Rudy around you, but you've probably encountered someone that's come a bit too uncomfortably close to walking down his path, which is why to me, he seems just as real as the characters around him. This is the arc, where we get to see him deal with depression from something that has nothing to do with his previous life. So what earth-shattering thing could be affecting him? Bullying? The gruesome death of a loved one? Nope. Girlfriend troubles. Aw, cheer up, mate. There's plenty of fish in the sea. It seems trivial, but that's why I respect the decision to spend a sizable amount of time exploring it. We forget that even though he was an
But he
adult
did become
in his
better
previous life, just how emotionally
than he was
immature
before.
he is. We often like to dismiss events that happened in our young years as dumb teenage angst that we've grown past, but shit, man. So much of that stuff sticks with you even if you don't remember it. Maybe your parents said some offhand comment that one time, or a teacher shouted at you for something you did, or, you know, a crush said something mean to you in your most vulnerable moment.
Don't go
Oh.
getting the wrong idea. I only came up here because I felt obligated. You what?
It's moments like these that can shape the way you act going into adulthood, and you probably don't even realize how much you internalized it until it's way too late. And you can see this through every phase of Rudy's struggle with the scars he's carried on from not just his previous life, but the one he has now as well. Guys, in our most loneliest and desperate moments, we'd like to think that we're fucking Ryan Gosling in our mind's eye, sexily brooding by ourselves in a dark corner, but let's be honest, we're probably closer to Rudy in our darkest times. At first, he just keeps to himself and just deals with it, finds other things to distract him, gets called out, doesn't say anything, eventually lashes out, tries to forget his frustrations with a girl, makes things worse, alienates the people around him before erupting in the most toxic and self-destructive way possible.
You're the worst. I never want to see your face again.
Yeah, this surprised me.
This is the type of shit people spend years working through. Can you hasten that development for a fictional story like this? Sure, if you want the instant gratification of seeing someone overcome their internal issues, but like life, there is no easy way to go about this. You can tell me that time has passed, but it's a whole other thing to make me feel the time and effort it takes to get through the smallest bit of your trauma. This is the commitment Mushoku Tensei makes that few series are willing to do. When you see character growth in a story, you normally see this person with some kind of flaw, and through a character arc, they realize this flaw, overcome it, grows a character, and it never becomes an issue again. That particular character arc has now come to an end, and you know, it's great. It's satisfying. It's by the book good storytelling, but in reality, life isn't always as smooth as fiction is. Your mate doesn't give you a single monologue one day and then instantly all the bad things you suddenly realize you want to change about yourself are immediately fixed. Even if you recognize that you want to change, it takes time, it takes effort, it takes commitment. People try, get better, relapse into bad habits, try again, spiral even further down, climb back up, fall back down again. Years can pass and some people might never find that drive to keep trying again. Life isn't always a straight, linear upshot of a journey, and that's what makes Rudy's story so captivating. It takes the time to show you every aspect of his life journey, not just the parts where he takes a positive step. Some episodes he takes one step forward, some he takes 3 steps back. There'll be a 4-episode stint where he makes no progress and doesn't grow as a human being at all, but it has enough faith in you to stick with it because it wants you to be here for the long game. Mushoku Tensei's newest arc might not have the world-shaking plot developments or the high-intensity action scenes, but it made me realize what made the series truly special and why the source material was so goddamn long. This is someone's life story, and it fully commits to showing you the entirety of it, through every up and down, through the fast years and the slow years, like life itself. And because of that, it feels so intimately realistic. You forget that this is a fictional story set in a made-up world. At some points, it felt like I was watching a real biography about a person that really existed. Sometimes I thought it had more in common with an episode of Terrace House that just happened to be set in another world than your typical fantasy story. That's the immersive power this series has, the only series I've ever encountered, that can simultaneously drop my jaw to the floor at a near-death experience while also making me feel genuine emotional gratification at the sight of a bro popping a boner. By the end of this arc, Rudy still might not be a good person. He might not be the protagonist that deserves our cheers just yet. But you know what? It still feels good to see a guy get even the smallest W in their lives when they worked hard to get it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why erectile dysfunction is the greatest thing to happen to storytelling in the history of isekai.
That was a good season.
This is a Wendy's.
Oh.
Being hard could open a lot of doors for you.
Where's this from?
Proving you're hard could open a lot of doors for me.
It's hard to go to work with.
7 out of 10.
Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much this month to Alpha Sigma, Author Curtis Eckstein, Basil, Dysfunctional Degenerate, Ivido, Lavados, Flabberwocky, Misaka12315, Hayne Patchett, Pony Stark, Walter Geist VT, and everyone else on my Patreon for helping to support me for this month and making this video possible. Yes guys, as you can see, I'm finally back in Japan, and it looks like this time I'm actually going to be staying here for a reasonable amount of time. No more traveling for a while, thank God. So aside from the stuff I'm doing on this channel, I'm probably going to pick up streaming again, so you can catch me at twitch.tv/Gigguk whenever I have time to stream. Or you can catch my highlights channel or VODs channel if you want to watch it on YouTube. Anyway though, that's been it for me for today. I've been Gigguk, and I'll see you all next time.